Good evening, everyone. I pray that you all had a blessed and amazing day on today. Okay, everybody, as we get ready to go into tonight's teaching, this is still going to be a recap from Sunday's teaching, but I really feel that the Lord, the oil's still been flowing where we left off from Sunday. So tonight we're going to go in, and I'm going to try to go in just a little bit more, because I really believe that whoever this word is for, it's somebody. This word is for you. And the Lord needs you to be prepared, but also he wants you to know he saw you and he's seen everything that you had to go through, encounter, and he's ready to reward you, but not only reward you, but he also wants to deliver you out of certain circumstances and situations and things of that nature. Okay, everybody, let's go in on tonight. So I'm going to go back to Hebrews chapter 11. I'm going to read verse 1 and 3. Then I'm going to go back in tonight's, because we're still talking about faith and hope, and I'm going to try to show you from where we left off on Sunday, dealing with Lot, before we go back into, before I dive deeper into Hebrews chapter 11. Okay, everybody, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 and 3. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good testimony. By faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that the things which are seen were not made of things which are visible. Okay, somebody on tonight, whoever you are, for whoever this word is for, as we continue to look at this, we got to remember that faith and hope. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. So for whoever I'm talking to tonight, you have to continue to keep hoping, keep that hope alive, but also continue to keep doing the necessary things that you know you're supposed to do as you continue to keep moving forward into what it is that the Lord is shifting or taking you to. But also, many of you on tonight, I really believe, like when we get ready to look at Lot, the Lord saw many of you, and many of you have passed the test. And because you've passed the test, now because the Lord saw your faith, he also saw your hope by you continue to still do the things, live a righteous life, a life that, and have a lifestyle that was pleasing unto him. Now he's going to show up for many of you on tonight, for whoever this word is for, just like he did for Lot. And we can see how, when we look at Genesis chapter 19, and we see that how the Lord came through for Lot, it was an amazing way of how God did this. So for somebody on tonight, I'm just going to prophesy and say that somebody, you're getting ready to be delivered out of a circumstance, out of a situation, or out of an issue that you didn't even have control over. But because you found yourself in that circumstance, and the Lord saw that you didn't let how the circumstance or the situation or the issues, you didn't absorb it and take it in, and you didn't allow it to make you angry, you didn't allow it to make you bitter, you didn't allow it to change who you are, who God created you to be. That's the whole gist of everything. You did not let the things that you was around change you to cause you to, in turn, become something that God did not create you to be. And see, right there is where God is pleased. He's proud of you. And if nobody else, if no one else told you that they're proud of you, hey, I'm proud of you, because that means now that somebody else can see the results through your life. So on tonight, if that's you, hey, just pat yourself on the back and say, yes, Lord, that is me. I stayed in the race. I had all opportunities to quit, to throw in the towel, but I didn't. And because you did not, the Lord is pleased and proud of whoever I'm talking to on tonight. And as we continue to look at this, anything, and watch this, anything that Lot was around when he was in Sodom, hear me, anything that he was around that was in Sodom, that meant that Lot had to stay behind. Lot could not go with him as God was getting ready to transition him to the next level. See, that's why for some of you right now, that's why the Lord is getting ready to either free you or deliver you or set you free or bring you up out of something, that because he saw what you was around. He saw the place that you was around. He either saw the people you was around, or he either saw the things that you was around. And the Lord, he allowed you to go through it for a moment. And see, for many of you right there, let's use this word. Many of you, you probably had to be proven. So how was you able to be proven? Okay, the Lord had to allow you to go through that just so that way, not for the Lord to see it, but for him to see it as well, but more so for the others who would be connected or see who you are later. They needed to see, oh yeah, we know what you went through. And see, that's why some of you right now, you about to get delivered out of some things. There was some stuff that was purposely that you had to go through. You couldn't run away from it. You couldn't go the opposite way. You couldn't go no other way. The only way for you had to go through it. And see, there was no other way for you to get to where you're at right now, except God had to bring you through it. And see, for some of you right now, that's why the places or things or even people you may have to, who God is about to, some of you, pull you away from. Watch this. That means, see, some things are not going to be able to go with some of y'all to this next level. And see, this next level, this is your purpose. This is your destiny. This is who God created you to be. And see, it's nothing personal. It's all about God's will for your life and also the mission that he created you for. And see, because he created you for that mission, that assignment, you have to be willing to go for it and keep going until the task is completed. Just like I'm reminded of the scripture where the Lord told Jacob, I'm not going to leave you until after you complete all what I have wanted you to do. I believe you can find that in Genesis chapter 28, when the Lord spoke, either 28 or 29, where the Lord spoke to Jacob and told him, I'm not going to leave you until I accomplish everything that I promised you. And see, some of you right now, many of you right now, that's why you're where you're at. That's why you couldn't, the things that you may was being hit with, the stuff that you was probably around or things that you was going through, some things was probably trying to hold you, trying to derail you, trying to hold you captive. But watch this, the Lord did not allow you to stay there. Just like Lot was in this place, and because Lot was in that hostile or in that toxic environment, God already saw him there. God could have stopped Lot from even going over there. But see, Lot was looking at something on another level. Lot was looking more so, I hate to use the word superficial, but Lot was looking more so that the grass was greener over there. But the Lord didn't stop him, because he already had a plan. And watch this, even though the Lord had a plan, he didn't stop Lot. It's because the Lord knew that, okay, I'm going to do a work over here in this area anyway. So Lot, yes, you can go over there, but I'm going to show up. I'm going to come over here. And see, for whoever I'm talking to tonight, God is going to show up for somebody. And if that's you, hold fast right where you're at, because he will, and he's going to show up for you, clearly because you didn't quit, you didn't throw in the towel. And he got tired of seeing you now in that place, because that place could no longer add any value to your life. It no longer served you. And also, there was nothing else that you could gain or get out of it. See, I'm also reminded in the book of Romans chapter 9. See, the Lord allowed Pharaoh to afflict the children of Israel until the children of Israel became a great nation. Until they finally reached the numbers, until they finally got to the place where the Lord said, okay, now they're where I need them to be. Some of y'all on tonight, some things that you was around, some things that you had to go through, some things that you encountered in your life, some situations, it was not there just to take you out. It was only there to help pull you into where you're supposed to be or where you're actually going. There's some things which on the inside of you, the Lord still needed more resiliency to come out of you. He needed more patience to come out of many of you. He needed more trust to come out of some of you. He needed more endurance to come out of many of you, because he's saying, look, the thing where I'm going to shift you to, you're going to have to, I need you to be a total package now. And see, in order for me to make you to a total package, I have to allow you to experience things on that level here, because when I finally get you over there, I don't have time to try to prepare you for a place. I need you to already be ready for that place. And see, for somebody, get ready, because see, that's what many of you, that's why you are being delivered, you're being set free, and that's why he's removing some of you from out of certain situations. So also, when we continue to look at Lot, and please, let me say this. Look at this. It didn't matter who it was. When the Lord was ready for Lot to finally move and shift Lot up out of Sodom, watch this. The Lord didn't, he put his word out there. He said, look, angels tell them to run, but don't look back. So everything that was part of Sodom, that had Sodom in it, watch this, it stayed behind. And see, when him and his family, when him and his wife, and they was running with the angels to get out of there, his wife turned and looked back. Why did she turn and look back? Because, see, the environment was already seeping within her. And because it was already in her, now she just didn't want to obey, so she just turned around just to see. And see, just because she turned around to see, that meant that there was some little inkling that she was going to miss that environment that she was in. And because, see, when God pull you out of something, ain't no need for you to miss that. You better keep going. You better move forward because, look, he delivered you out of that. Anything that God delivered you from, and when he bring you out of it, keep moving forward. It ain't no time to look back. It ain't no time to reminisce. It ain't no time to, we did have a few good days. Man, look, that's for the birds. You better go ahead and reach for, and get ready to go to that next level where he's ready to shift you to. Because, see, he only allowed you to experience those things because, number one, he was giving you a great testimony for whoever I'm talking to tonight. So also when we look at this, so the Lord didn't even though it was Lot's wife, she turned around and looked, hey, she had to stay behind. She had to stay there in the midst of what she was going to miss. And see, for somebody, that's why for many of you, you got to be on one accord as God, especially y'all spouses, as God is getting ready to move and elevate many of you. See, it's not just one. Y'all are one. I mean, now y'all got to become on that same, on the same level, same playing field, be on the same page, but also be in the same book. So that way, as God continues to shift and do a work, so that way, when you all are praying, touching and agreeing together, you want your prayers to be answered. You don't want your prayer to be over here, but then your husband or wife prayer to be over there. No, y'all need to be praying for the same thing, and so that way, the Lord going to see it. Because that's just showing, look, you got somebody there who you can touch and agree with. Hey, touch and agree with your husband or touch and agree with your wife. You ain't got to call your girlfriend or no, you got somebody right there. Especially if they say, now you got somebody who you can pray with. Hey, honey, look, some things you don't even need even your best friends to know about right then. Because see, some things is not top secret, but it is secret until the Lord give you the necessary or give you the okay that now you can release the thing that he's ready to shift or do through you. So here we go. So watch this. Many of you wasn't meant to stay there. Just like Lot. Lot was not meant to stay there in Sodom. He was not meant to stay there. It was only meant for him to go through there. See, it wasn't meant for some of y'all, some of the things that many of you that you've been going through, it wasn't meant for you to stay. It was only for you to go through there. And going through there was going to give you something that God knew that you needed. And even though, and watch this, please hear me. Some of y'all did just like that. Some of y'all, you put yourself in an environment, and that environment was not what you should have been in. But see, Lot put himself in Sodom, and he put himself to go there, and when he did it, through some time, the Lord eventually had to come and deliver him and get him out of there. But let's look at something else before we go any further. Watch this. So how come Lot's wife, why did she have that inkling in her that she wanted to eventually turn around? Well, if you really get into your word and you really look at it, when did Lot get married? I really believe that Lot got married after Abram, Lot, and Sarah left out of Egypt. Because remember when God told Abram in Genesis 12 to leave from Haran, leave his kindred, his family, that land, leave there and go to the land, just go. But when Abram got to Canaan, now he eventually he kept going and he ended up in Egypt. Now when he got to Egypt, watch this. This is where Hagar came from. This is where the prince of Pharaoh took Sarai for himself. But then now the Lord put plagues on Pharaoh, and now he said, Abram, why did you basically cause this to come upon us? So he gave Abram flocks, herd, servants, men and women servants. So here we go again. I really believe this is where Hagar came from, Egypt. Now also Lot's wife possibly came out of Egypt. Now, when you look at Egypt, Egypt possibly had some of the same things that was going on. It was a major, Egypt represented the world. So there was many different facets of things that would happen in Egypt. So now Lot taking his wife from there, and now when you get over and you start going to around, I want to believe around Genesis 14, and also now it's going to extend, and it's going to get us to Genesis chapter 19, where now, here we go again. Now I can see how it's tying in now. Lot's wife, she grew up in Egypt, which represented the world, so the world was already in her. So being that the world was already in her, she was already used to seeing the things that was going on in Egypt. She was used to seeing that in Sodom now. So now being that it was a connection. So she grew up in that. So possibly she didn't want to leave. So now she didn't know where she was going. So now she probably looked back to say, okay, man, I'm on the move again. Let me get one more look. And see, that one more look cost her. So now the Lord said, okay, see, now, and see, here we go again. He had to do it that way because, see, the Lord saying, look, Lot, where I'm taking you, just like Lot could no longer stay with Abram, now because Lot's wife had that in her, now a separation had to come even there because Lot, where I'm about to take you at, you can't even take your wife with you because, see, what she's carrying with her, it can infect what I want to do with you all later. And see, this is why many of you, as you continue to keep moving forward, there will be times of separation. There will be times that relationships, and you're going to have to be good with it when them times come. You're going to have to, because everybody ain't going to be able to go with you as God continues to level you up and take you where he wants you to be. It don't got nothing to do with you. It don't got nothing. It's all about God's will. Not man, not people. It's all about what God wants. Because, see, in the end, when everybody stand before him and he asks you, why should I let you come into my kingdom? What you going to tell him? Oh, you going to use so-and-so name and say, oh, so-and-so told me you would let me in. No. You better know you better know the right name to call when, and you better know who to talk. You better know who you're talking to. You better know him as well as him know you. So watch this. So as we keep looking at this, many of you wasn't meant to stay there. You was only meant to go through there. That's why the Lord purposely had it for Lot to get pulled up out of Sodom. The Lord could have easily let stay there. And watch this. Look at this. You got to remember, Sodom was the place where Lot was living at, and also that was the place of Lot's occupation. You got to remember. So why did Lot have favor with these people in Sodom? Well, I want to believe that it's because Lot was a shepherd, so Lot was able to supply food or meat or protein for these people. So now being that now Lot can supply them with something, now they would give him favor and grace so that way he could stay there, because normally he's not like one of them. So what will allow him to be able, what Lot had to keep them from, harassing him or pushing him away? He was there to help supply food or a means of survival for them. So that was Lot's job. And see, now Lot is about to have to get ready to uproot again. He's got to leave everything. He's got to leave his job, and also even the relationships of possibly people who he was doing business with. All these things that the Lord was saying, okay, now we got to do away with all that. You got to go now because I got someplace else better that I want to shift you to. Somebody, whoever this word is for, don't be afraid to go where God is getting ready to show you. And we can see this. When you go back and you read Genesis chapter 19 concerning Lot, the Lord told the angels to tell Lot, look, get your family, get your daughters, everybody who's connected to you, get them and let's leave. Now watch this. They told him, because we're going to say, hey, it's for you to go to the mountain. But here's what Lot in turn, because he got afraid, because Lot, he felt like there was, he understood, he felt like, okay, there was evil in that mountain. And yes, there very well possibly was evil in that mountain, but I need somebody to understand something. If Lot, now here's the faith and hope. If Lot really would have just put on, just thought for a minute. Lord, you know what? You saved me. You delivered me. You pulled me up out of here. So, Lord, what makes me think that you're not going to save me? You're not going to deliver me? You're not going to protect me there in the mountains? Lord, you're not going to let nothing happen to me in the mountains. You ain't letting nothing happen to me here. So you're not going to let it happen to me over there. So whoever I'm talking to tonight, understand that, watch this, where God is ready to shift or move you to, you got to push that fear out of the way. Because when he's ready to move you, he's going to need for you to go ahead and do whatever it is that he needs for you to do. Whether it's a mental move or whether it's a physical move, he needs you to go ahead and do it. Here's why. Because when he shifts you to move in whatever area or whatever spirit he needs you to shift and move in, watch this, he's going to have better already there prepared waiting on you. But see, if you get afraid like Lot, and see now you a lowball, and then you would choose the lesser instead of go for the greater. And see, God is the one who's going to give the greater. See, all that was for Lot to go to the mountains. That was all because the Lord said, "Look, Lot, I want to take you higher, and also I want to put you on a whole another level." Lot, Lot, Sodom only prepared you in a sense, but now Lot, I'm ready to get you around new people with a higher level of thinking, or on another plane, on a higher level, Lot, so that way you can continue to grow and be stretched and be, see, that's what the Lord was ready to do for Lot. But see, Lot, he ended up just continuing to think and look at where he was at, and see what he was around for so long. That's why many of you, faith beyond what you see. Just because you may have been in an environment like that around this group of people or XYZ, you still got to be able to keep your faith and still trust in God. Whenever he says it's time for you to bust a move, or when it's time for you to do something, you're still going to have to be able to do it, and don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid to do it. Because now the Lord is ready to shift, just like Lot, he was ready to shift him to another level for greater. And everything that Lot was going to need was already prepared and ready, possibly there, waiting on him. But because he was afraid, now he could not receive it. He chose the lesser. So being afraid, also being insecure, being not confident in yourself, or being not confident in God, it caused, watch this, Lot to settle for what was little, and also for the thing that was less than what his potential was. See, God was ready to shift Lot to where his potential where his potential was going to be received and accepted. But Lot, in turn, he wanted to stay there where he would see. Lot was too big. Lot was bigger than Sodom. But because his insecurities, and because his lack of trust, faith, and belief, now watch this, and because that fear hit him, now he wants to stay on the plane. He wants to stay in comfortability, in familiar. See, God might be opening up a job that you don't even got the credentials for, that you don't got the license, you don't have XYZ for it. But God opened up that door for you. Here we go again. You got to push fear. And see, when you trust and believe God by faith, that it's him. You pray and you talk to him, and he gives you the okay and the go ahead. Please bust that move. Do what you got to do for him. Oh, because he do things like that. He will use the ones who seem like they don't have it all together. You don't have it all together. You don't have all what you think you need. You don't have the right clothing. You don't have your house might not be up to par like what you want. You might not be driving the right vehicles like everybody else. You might not even your talk, everything you might feel like, man, you just feel inadequate. Let's say that. But just because you might feel that way, like Moses said, Lord, look, my tongue, I can't really talk like everybody else. But the Lord is saying, am I not the one who created your mouth, your tongue? See, the Lord can see what you think you might need. The Lord saying you don't need that. All you need is me. And see, because you got him, watch this. Whatever little thing that you might feel that is inadequate, He's going to cause, whenever you're in that interview room or whenever you're going to whatever it is that he's about to shift you to, God ain't even going to see what you thought that was going to hold you back. That ain't going to hold you back. Because, see, God going to have that part to be covered. He's going to have the right people. They're going to look past that part because they're looking at the other great things that God already continue to build in you, and those are going to be the qualities that's going to supersede the simple thing that you might not have it all like what you have right now. No, he's going to look past those things for whoever I'm talking to. So don't let insecurity or don't let fear or lack of confidence like that. Don't let those things hold you back. And you say, well, I'm not ready yet, or I don't want to go ahead and make that step because I feel I don't have this thing, that thing, or this. Don't do that. Especially if this is the Lord who's opening up the door in a window for you. He might need you to come just like how you are. So that way he can trust you. He know that, okay, you got to depend on me because you don't got everything what you feel that you want. But you know that, hey, I got it and I will supply it for you. He knows that you will continue to trust him. And when he knows that you will continue to trust him, then long and long he will continue to bless you over here. He have a blessing come to you. Some of y'all right now, you need to lift your hands right now because many of y'all, for the things that some of y'all was going through, some of y'all about to get some emails, some great emails that's about to hit you, some great phone calls about to hit you, some great texts about to hit you. Some of y'all, you need, even in your mailbox, there could be a letter coming in the mail with some great information for you. And some of y'all, you even about to get a check in the mail. Here we go again. Why are you going to be getting those things? Because the Lord wants many of y'all to know y'all passed some tests. Y'all had endured some things along the way. And because y'all endured it, now here's a little love token. Here's a little love touch for you. Just for me to let you know I saw you. And it's me who's releasing this blessing and favor to you. Some of y'all, you need to go ahead and stir your own self up. Some of y'all, look, don't be ashamed to go to your mailbox. Hey, go to your mailbox. If you meet that mailman there, and they ask you, it ain't nothing for you today. But what you looking for? I'm looking for a check. I'm looking for some good information to come to me. And when you put those, you got to put it out there. When you put it out there, you better be for real when you put it out there. Faith beyond what you see. Come on, you didn't even know that check was coming. You didn't even know that email or that text was coming. What are you hoping for in this season? How you want to see your life moving forward in the year 2025? Some of y'all go ahead and start putting it out there. And you ain't got to tell everybody. You ain't got to tell nobody. That's between you and the Lord. But when you putting it out there, he heard you. Keep putting it out there. God was ready to elevate Lot. But Lot was afraid of the mountain or the blessing. Somebody, when God is getting ready to elevate you and shift you to that mountain, to that next level, don't be afraid. You done been through enough. Some of y'all done been drugged in some situation. Some of y'all, your name been drugged, you been drugged. Some of y'all done been going through, you've been pulled through the mud. Some of y'all have been pulled. Look, some of y'all ain't got carpet burned. Some of y'all, it's almost like y'all got beat up in some places, and you wasn't even there, but your name might have got beat up. And you felt those things. But you still stood in there. You still endured. And because you endured, watch this. Now the Lord's saying, okay, now you got the right resilience that I've been looking for. Now you ready. Now I'm ready to shift you. Now, you mean to tell me all what the Lord invested in you, you're going to tell him no, you don't want to go? How you going to tell him no? I done invested all this to get you prepared and ready for this, for the mountain. And you going to tell me no? You going to tell who I sent to you? No, just leave me here on the plains. It's a little one. It's near. Near means comfortable. Near means familiar. You got to let that go. And the Lord trying to shift you past and take you way to, he about to put some of y'all around a whole different group where who gonna think like you. That's where Lot was going. Lot was going up that mountains because, see, the people in the mountains possibly didn't even interact with the ones with the ones in the plain. The ones in the mountain had their own business. They had their own economy. So Lot was being stretched. Hey, go up. This could very well be the final curtain call for you to go up, to go to that next level. Now you need to jump on it for whoever you are for. So God was ready to elevate Lot, but Lot was afraid of the mountain and or the blessing. Somebody is afraid of the blessing because they feel inadequate, or they feel inadequate of the people who they would be around, and also in that new territory. See, you're going to have to go in there. See, many of y'all, like the book of Hebrews, cast not away your confidence because you have need of it. And see, many of you right now, you're going to have to hold on to that confidence. Hey, look, he ain't say fake it till you know. When the Lord opened up that door and go in there, hey, talk confidently. Remember all the things that you went through. Remember all the things that he brought you through. You ain't want to go back to Sodom. Look, look, hey, I'd have been over there in that place over there. I had to learn and go through some things. Now I'm here in this blessed place. What we got to do? Somebody he's getting ready to elevate many of you and shift you to another level. And if that's you, get ready. But my time is up on tonight. Lot was able to thrive in Sodom, but the Lord was ready to show Lot what he thought about him and his lifestyle. God disapproved of the inhabitants of Sodom's lifestyle, but God approved of Lot's lifestyle because Lot didn't allow Sodom to get in him. And see, that's for many of you right now. That's why you're about to level up. That's why many of you are about to, as they say, glow up, or you're going to that next level. It's because you didn't allow the things that you went through, you didn't allow it to get in you. You didn't allow it to turn you from who God created you to be. Because you didn't do that. Now, he's about to shift you and take you to that next level. Lot chose for himself Sodom. But God was at a point now, as we're closing. God was now at a place to show Lot, here's what I think about you. I got thoughts of peace. I got a plan. Lot, I got a plan to give you a future and a hope. So Lot, you know what? Come on up out of here. If you only go to the mountain, everything that was prepared, it was already prepared and ready for Lot in the mountain. Because the Lord was ready to show Lot what he had thought about him. He showed Sodom what he thought about them. But now, Lot, I'm ready to take you over to this mountain so I can show you what I think about you. You know it was thoughts of peace. Nothing evil. God was ready to give Lot a future and a hope. Put him in a secure place. So that way, them daughters could find a husband, the husband could find them, and they could further along the bloodline. And then possibly, Lot could have even may have found somebody else for him. But because Lot didn't want to go where God wanted him to go, he settled for less than greatness. Whoever you are, don't settle for less. You know that God is really truly blessing you. He's with you. Get all you're supposed to get. Because now is your season. Especially if you know you was doing the work, get it all. Get it all. That's why he brought you through it, so he could get some things to you. I love you all tonight. God bless you all. I hope that something was said to help bring life, bring good strength unto you. And remember, faith beyond what you see. Lot was supposed to have faith beyond what he saw too. But eventually, when you really look at his story, God already had everything paid and prepared for him. But Lot got afraid because he knew, man, I don't want to be XYZ. I don't want to be da-da-da-da-da, this, that, and the third. The Lord said, no, I want you to be there because I want your light to shine in there. Yeah, I know you know some folks who done been there and they didn't last, or they did, but you ain't gonna be one of them. You gonna last because I'm there with you. Keep doing the work. My time is up, ladies and gentlemen. I hope something was said to encourage you, to bring life, good health, and strength to you. I love you all. God bless you. Continue to, dive in this word. Read it for yourself, so that way you'll know what it is. So right where pastor's coming from, hey, you'll know able to read it for yourself. I hope that if you're out there and you're not yet saved, now's the hour, now's the time. Believe and trust God. Ask Him to save you. Fill you with His Holy Spirit, because you need Him more now than you ever did before. Even much more now. So we do this again. If you don't have a church home and you're looking for a good Bible word, straight out of the Word of God, hey, if you don't have a church home, hey, come visit us. We're going to feed you with the Word of God, and then we're going to, let's try to build you so that way you can be who God wants you to be. In Jesus' name. So we love you on tonight. Until we do this again. God bless you. You all have a blessed rest of the evening. Have sweet dreams and sweet sleep in Jesus' name. God bless you all. Have a blessed night.